For months, we've been following Cook County Sheriff's Police behind closed doors, getting an inside look at how they track down and arrest suspected child predators. Last night, we showed you investigators wrapping up a months-long case and arresting a man accused of possessing and soliciting child pornography. Tonight, we sit down with Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart to better understand the scale of this exploding segment of crime.
This is not the old days of just a handful of people sharing some photographs they mail to each other.
Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart is exasperated.
This is something on the internet that has exponentially gone from about 3,000 photographs a year to about 50 million. It's everywhere, and that law enforcement is overwhelmed with it.
Dart has an entire team of investigators specifically assigned to catch people who sexually exploit children online. Since 2020, investigations by the Sheriff's Internet Crimes Against Children Unit have led to charges against 49 people for cases involving the victimization of children and child pornography.
What I care about right now is what's on your phone that shouldn't be on your phone.
Body cam video shows police questioning Vincent Salvaggio. Salvaggio was sentenced last summer to more than 10 years in prison for sharing and possessing child pornography.
Can I delete some?
In another arrest, Sheriff's Police questioned Jan Bautista, who they say admitted to using his cell phone to view, download, and share images and videos of children engaging in sexual acts.
What's the youngest that you think you saw on any of them?
Under one.
Bautista was convicted but avoided prison time, instead sentenced to 30 months of sex offender probation. In 2023 alone, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, says its cyber tip line received 36.2 million reports of suspected child sexual exploitation online. In 2021, NCMEC says it received 29.4 million reports. That's a 23% increase in just 2 years.
When we started this, I knew we were going to have some work, but I didn't know we were going to have this much work.
The vast majority of the reports to NCMEC come from electronic service providers, a broad classification ranging from social media and cloud-based storage to internet and cell service providers.
People like me and other folks that sit there and say, listen, do you folks mind, with all the billions of dollars you're making, maybe you give a little bit to try to deal with this horrific crime? And the answer is usually crickets.
NCMEC says U.S.-based ESPs are legally required to report child sexual abuse material when they become aware of it. However, there are no legal obligations for those companies to proactively monitor their platforms for this kind of content. More than a decade has passed since Congress enacted meaningful legislation to protect children on the internet. However, just this summer, 2 bills aimed at keeping kids safe online passed the Senate with overwhelming bipartisan support.
This is a historic moment. This is a moment when the Senate has said there have been horrible abuses. We must end them, and we will.
The House will come to order.
The bills now head to the House, where the earliest they'll be considered is September. The Kids Online Safety Act is endorsed by Snap, X, and Microsoft. However, free speech advocates, other tech companies, including Facebook's parent company Meta, and internet lobbying groups say these bills threaten free speech online. And while politicians and powerful executives spar in Washington, the Cook County Sheriff is going after suspected child predators one by one.
Will we catch everyone? No, of course not. Will we catch an individual who thinks they're going to be safe? Yeah, we will. We have. We will continue to do that.
Sheriff Dart told me what he hopes people get from this. Child sexual exploitation takes many forms, and it is incredibly prevalent. He says if people gain an understanding of what law enforcement is up against and what lurks on the internet and in our communities, then they can take their concerns to lawmakers and prioritize this problem at the polls.